Welcome to Sega Sports NHL All-Star Hockey. I'm Marv Albert, along with Steve Gallagher. You can use your Saturn controller to access any of the options on the wall behind me. If you're a rookie, select the Help Square, and Steve will give you a hand.
In the heart of downtown Toronto lies a grand old building with a weathered facade that rekindles a time more than a century ago, when a few brave souls ventured onto a field of ice and began to play a game at blazing speed, a game called hockey. Now the home of the Hockey Hall of Fame, this stately edifice pays lasting tribute to the builders and players who shaped hockey and made it the great sport it is today. But behind its venerable doors, the Hockey Hall of Fame is an ultra-modern facility with state-of-the-art exhibition zones and high-tech multimedia displays that invite interaction and bring to life the rich and glorious tradition of the game. The journey starts with the Great Moments Zone, which chronicles those heroic feats and events that have galvanized fans throughout hockey's long history. Wondrous moments achieved through courage, passion, sweat, and sacrifice by stars with names that are now legend: Richard, Howe, Esposito, and Orr. The broadcast zone fast-forwards into the modern era and explores the enormous impact of television on the game. There's an authentic recreation of a broadcast mobile unit. You can be the play-by-play announcer of an actual game and call out those immortal words of Foster Hewitt: "He shoots, he scores." The rink zone jumps into the interactive age and lets you experience what it's like to be a big league hockey player. There's a scale rink with high-tech plastic ice where you can test your skills. Be the shooter and test your shooting skills against strategically placed targets. Or be the goalie and see how you fare against the simulated rapid-fire shots of professional players. Who knows, the game may have found a future star. In the dressing room zone, you enter the rarefied domain of the Montreal Canadiens, the winningest team in NHL history. The dressing room is reconstructed in exact replica and is fully equipped right down to the coach's chalkboard and exercise alcove. You can stand and imagine where mighty champions once stood and experience a legacy that has spanned decades. It's difficult to fathom a time when goaltenders played without headgear, but it wasn't until 1959 that the great Jacques Plante designed and wore the first goalie face mask. Over the years, goalies came to personalize their masks, and here in the Marquee Zone is a collection worn by some of the more artistically inclined defenders who have stood between the pipes, including Brian Hayward, Gilles Gratton, Ed Belfour, Darren Pang, Don Beaupre, and Alan Bester. Of all the exhibits at the Hockey Hall of Fame, the one that elicits the most reverence and awe is a spectacular vaulted chamber known as the Great Hall. It is the hallowed ground of hockey's proud history. Along massive double-glass walls are etched portraits and biographies of the 300 honored members of the Hockey Hall of Fame, a pantheon of heroes that include Moritz, Bailey, Lafleur, and Beliveau. And in the center of this magnificent room stand the gleaming trophies that honor outstanding achievement in the National Hockey League. Among them, the Clarence Campbell Bowl, awarded to the team that wins the Campbell Conference. And the Prince of Wales Trophy, which goes to the winner of the Wales Conference. Individual awards include the Conn Smythe Trophy, which is awarded to the most valuable player in the playoffs. The Vezina, which goes to the outstanding goalkeeper as voted by the general managers. The Hart Trophy, awarded to the player judged to be the most valuable to his team. And the Art Ross Trophy, which goes to the player with the most scoring points during the season. And finally, the most coveted prize of all, the Stanley Cup, hockey's crowning jewel. A gift of Lord Stanley of Preston in the late 19th century, the cup's polished surface symbolizes the game's origins, when more than 100 years ago, a courageous few ventured onto a field of shimmering ice and began the fastest game in the world, a game called hockey. Hello again, hockey fans, and welcome to Olympic Saddledome, where it's the Calgary Flames taking on the Los Angeles Kings.
Tonight's starting lineups are Calgary Flames, Joe Newendijk, Fleury, Gary Roberts, Bill Howard, Steve Chason, Trevor Kidd, Los Angeles Kings, Wayne Gretzky. Tonight's starting lineups are Calgary Flames, Joe Newendijk, Darren Fleury, Gary Roberts, Bill Howard, Steve Chason, Trevor Kidd, Los Angeles Kings, Wayne Gretzky, Yari Curry, Mike Donnelly, Marty McSorley, Alexei Zhitnik, Kelly Rudy. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
It's time now for the locker room report for hockey tips and strategies. Let's go to Coach Jacques Lebouge.
What a bunch of hogs! This team is going to go be f***ed together like this. Anybody here a fast fuck?
It's time for a regular segment. NHL Player Spot.
The 5'8", 170-pound Van Beesbroek gave the attention Florida Panthers instant credibility and was a catalyst for the Hart of the NHL Most Valuable Player. The 31-year-old goalie was hired by Florida from Vancouver in the expansion draft back in June of
The second locker room report for hockey tips and strategies. Let's go to Coach Jacques Lebouge.
Cordon bleu. More checks are bouncing in this game than at my bank. If you're going to check, try to make sure you set your lights on the man. Otherwise, you'll end up on your big flight derrière and out of the plane.
In overtime. San Jose